You know how I always thought the HOA was just a bunch of busybodies? I was wrong. They were worse. It started when my doctor diagnosed me with progressive multiple sclerosis. Stairs became torture. I spent 3 weeks with an architect designing an ADA-compliant ramp, matching the wood stain and railings to my porch. I submitted the plans, medical letters, even federal law citations. 2 weeks later, I got an envelope. My plans stamped in red ink. Rejected aesthetic harmony. No explanation, no alternatives. Just those 2 words. I called the board president, Carol. She spoke like she was reading a script, telling me the ramp would detract from the neighborhood's visual flow. I mentioned the Fair Housing Act. She claimed the HOA had a variance clause for undue hardship. I hung up, hands shaking. That night, I fell on the stairs. My left leg gave out halfway down. Lying on the cold concrete, I made a decision. The next morning, I drove 45 minutes to the county records office. I pulled every document tied to the HOA's founding, the 1987 declaration, bylaws, covenant amendments. 6 hours in a fluorescent-lit room later, I found it. There was no variance clause. The board had fabricated it 5 years ago, inserting a line into the covenants without a membership vote. The original 1987 document was signed and notarized. The altered version had a mismatched font and no clerk stamp. They'd forged a legal document to control anything they didn't like. I hired a lawyer, Rivera, who specialized in disability rights. She filed a federal complaint under the Fair Housing Act and a motion to invalidate the forged covenant. The HOA lawyered up, but they had nothing. I spent nights at my kitchen table, reading case law, highlighting depositions, emailing Rivera at 2 a.m. My hands ached, but I couldn't stop. The hearing was in a cramped county courtroom. Carol sat across the aisle, arms crossed, her pearl necklace tight around her throat. Rivera presented the documents side by side, the real 1987 covenant and the forged one. She pointed out the missing seal, the different typeface, the date that didn't match the notary's log. The judge asked Carol for an explanation. She stammered something about administrative error. The judge didn't buy it. He ruled in my favor on all counts. The HOA was ordered to approve my ramp within 10 days and pay my legal fees. But Rivera had one more card. She moved to dissolve the entire association for fraudulent governance. The judge granted it. The HOA was gone. No board, no fees, no covenants. Just a piece of paper saying it never legally existed. I built the ramp myself, with my brother and a neighbor. It took 3 weekends. Now I sit on my porch every evening, watching the sunset, and I think about how they tried to hide behind aesthetic harmony while I crawled up my own stairs. They didn't just lose a lawsuit, they lost the right to tell anyone what to do ever again. I consider revenge